What's going on, guys?
Hey guys.
Got my buddy Noel out here with me today, and I'm finally getting around to shooting this upper from Red Right Hand. This is an upper that they sent me to try out. That's one of their RECCE LMG uppers. So the concept behind this upper, let me bring it over where you can see it, is what I put up video on years back of my area denial gun, right? Just a longer barreled, heavy upper that's capable of not necessarily a high rate of fire, but prolonged, sustained fire. And if you hadn't seen my old video on that, I got a couple, go back and look, you can search it on the channel. But Red Right Hand took this a step further and put together some dedicated uppers with a couple of cool features. So the barrel is the heart of this thing, and this is a 20-inch full heavy profile chrome lined barrel 4150 from Roscoe, which they are great barrel makers if you didn't already know. But a couple of things that they did to make this even better is, first off, I'll try to get you to see it, there is a really nice adjustable gas block. There are sleeves that are pressed onto the barrel with cooling fins on them. And then, I don't know if you can see the gas tube or not, but there's a spiral wrap around the gas tube that also acts as a heat mitigation device.
Now, and it looks good.
And it does look good, okay?
Yeah.
It's a Midwest Industries regular Picatinny handguard, and then a bipod. The bolt carrier group is theirs. It's got a Geisley charging handle on it. All the things. This is one of my 5X primary arms prism scopes that I put on it. And before you ask, just to get out of the way, yes, Red Right sent this to me. No, I don't get to keep it. I have to send it back. And that makes me very sad, because I can already tell you, because we've shot it a little bit already, and I absolutely love the thing. Bottom line up front, if you don't want to watch the whole video, this is an awesome upper. Is it worth the price to you? Because it's not cheap. That's up for you to decide. For me, I think it's worth it, and as soon as I can save up the money, I'm probably going to get one. But for the time being, we're going to put about 600 rounds through this thing. Now, it's not going to be all today, so when you're watching this video, you're going to see parts from at least 2 different days. So that's why. Just don't have time to get it all in one day. And we're going to let a couple of different people shoot it besides just me and Noel, so that we get a little different feedback. But the first thing we're going to do today, just to get a little baseline established, because this upper already has a lot of rounds through it, all full auto, that Red Right's already put through it. So we're going to get a baseline and on some accuracy, because we want to see what the accuracy looks like now, and then what it looks like after we put another 600 through it.
600, that's going to be a good time.
So, again, not a ton of rounds. If you're looking for a torture test, that ain't it. This is just us trying it out and seeing what it'll do. So let us get everything set up. We'll each shoot a couple of groups and show you what they look like to start with, and then we'll do a couple of closeout groups when we're done and see if there's any change in the accuracy. For it to already have 1,000 plus rounds of full auto on it, I can already tell you it's shooting pretty.
It's shooting real good.
Really good. This Roscoe barrel is no joke. It is straight up no joke. So unfortunately, because I don't have a suppressor to go on it, I can't really show you a whole lot with the gas settings, other than to say it's a really nice adjustable gas block that has very positive detents, and it stays put wherever you put it at. So if you wanted to run it suppressed, it does have that capability. So think of this in terms, let's get into, before we start shooting, a little bit of thought why you would want a gun like this. So admittedly, it's not for everybody, but let's say if you're like us and you have a large area of property that, you know, when the zombie terminators show up, you might want to be able to defend well, just what I call it in the name, an area denial gun. If there's specific areas you want to deny the zombie terminators access to, or even like roads, gates, entry points, that sort of thing, this is the perfect thing for that, because it's going to maximize the velocity of your rounds. And believe me when I say that M193 out of this barrel is smoking.
Yep.
You know it when you touch it off, because it sounds totally different than everything else we
18-inch barrel.
shoot. This is a 20-inch barrel.
Oh, this is 20-inch.
20-inch.
All right, sorry.
It's got a nice little sonic boom on it. We've even had folks from a little distance away wanting to know what the heck we were shooting. So that said, this is where something like 40-round PMags, the 60-round PMag drums, that sort of thing come in nice. And it doesn't have to be full auto, guys. For the average armed prepared citizen, you're not looking for a high rate of fire. You're looking for a sustainable rate of fire that you can be accurate with, because think of it in terms of you're suppressing a threat with this gun while teammates are able to maneuver on them, right? People think that you have to have this high volume of fire, and you don't. If you've got bad guys, again, zombie terminators, that are taking cover behind something, if you're pinging around off of that cover, one round every second, bang, bang, bang. With a 60-round drum or a 40-round mag, that's either a minute or 40 seconds worth of sustained fire that in a fight, 40 to 60 seconds is a long time to be shot at. If you're on the other side of that cover that the bullets are pinging off of, I can promise you, you're probably not going to want to take a chance of poking your head up or moving. Other benefit that having that slower sustained rate of fire lets you do is, if somebody decides to try to move from that point of cover, it will let you be more readily able to accurately engage them, because you won't be in the middle of a full auto string with the gun moving around. It's bang, bang. Oh, he's moving. Bang. You're on him. Ammo management. Believe it or not, for the armed prepared citizen, ammo management is going to be a thing. If we ever actually have to use this stuff for real, we're going to have to manage ammo. You're not going to just have an unlimited supply. I don't care how much you've got stored, and you can be all virtue signaling and say, well, you just need to store all the ammo. Okay, yeah, that's great. I deal in realism, where people have jobs and families and houses and budgets, and don't just have unlimited money to buy all the rounds. Not to mention, when you get all the rounds, what happens if you need to relocate? Are you going to be able to take all the rounds with you? Likely not. You're going to be able to take what you can with you. So ammo management's going to be a thing.
And you know, the guys during Benghazi, they said they never shot full automatic. Everything was well-placed shots.
Yes.
They only had so many rounds.
You need to be making mindful use of that, even with your suppression weapons. And the nice thing about this is, it does a great job as a suppression weapon, but boy, it's plenty accurate
It is.
to do really nice aim fire. And we're going to try to showcase you a little bit of that while we're out here. But anyway, that's the short down and dirty on using a area denial gun like this. As a point of note, I do know that Red Right has got a new thing that they've been showing off. That is a new lower that uses a quad stacked magazine that is the same. The magazines are proprietary, but they're the same length as a regular 30-round magazine, but they hold 60 rounds and will actually fit in a double mag pouch. But you have to use, it's a different lower to accept the fat magazine, but they also have adapters that you can put in the lower to let you use a standard magazine. So that also might be something that you're interested in looking into. I know briefly from watching what the folks over at Red Right have showed, the cost of those quad stack mags versus the cost of, say, the 60-round PMag drums, you can get a couple of the quad stack mags for the price of just one drum, and it fits in regular 20-round mag pouches, so you can utilize existing gear and all that kind of stuff. So that might be something you want to look into. Again, I won't be able to put links in the description box on YouTube. I will on Rumble. but I'll put it up at the blog, and on the blog I will have links to all their stuff. So I hope that kind of answers you. I'm sure there's going to be somebody that's got to pontificate in the comments on all the different things they don't like and why it's crazy and what they do differently and everything. That's great. I can already tell you to save your time typing, guys. I know what we do with the stuff.
This is what we do.
I'm not.
Yeah.
It's great, okay? So do your thing, rock on for yourself, make sure you work stuff out for you, not us, and vice versa. So anyway, let's shoot some groups.
Let's do it.
Let's get this going and we'll show you what it looks like. So we're gonna do 2 5-shot groups, guys. I'm gonna do one and Noel's gonna do one. Actually, I need to drop it just a little bit. Yeah, that's more betterer. All right, I'm going for the middle.
Dead center. Oh yeah, good group.
Is that 4?
I think so.
All right, I'll let you have 5. Just put it on that
Look where you got, dead center.
the left dot. Yeah, I yanked that one. That was my fault. Got a little El Snacho going on.
I think mine are all low.
That's it. All right, let's go take a look. All right, so this is Noel's group. Ignore that. That's not part of it, but that right there. Now I zeroed the gun, so it's zeroed for me, but that was my 5-shot group, and that was my little El Snacho on the trigger right there. So chalk that one up to me. But other than that, again, we're just at 50 yards, so you know we're not like a half mile away from the target or anything. But before we're done, we'll probably take it back to 100 and pop a couple of groups from back there just to get a rough idea. We might do that on the next trip because I want to bring some better targets to check the 100-yard groups with. So anyway, that is getting it started. We're gonna put some rounds through it from here and report back. So y'all stay tuned. All right, guys, we've been putting quite a few rounds through this upper. It's still doing everything it's supposed to do. So far, 0 malfunctions. I got a couple of buddies with me today. We're gonna each shoot some different groups through it, just kind of see how it groups for each one of us, and then just kind of put some more rounds through it, let y'all see what it does. We might take a few temperature readings. One of the things I want to do is play with that adjustable gas block on it, and we've got some various steel-cased ammo that is typically pretty underpowered. So we're going to try with that and see if we can get it to run with the steel-cased ammo, just to kind of show, you know, you can have a little bit of versatility with it, so on and so forth. So we're going to shoot a few groups, and I'll let you see what those look like. not. It's got some good news about it. No, we only got a couple more. Alright, so here's our various groups. That one, and just for reference, y'all can see how big. As it's heating up, it's starting to shoot a little bit low, but the groups are still staying pretty tight. So all in all, not bad, especially considering that apparently we're in the trials of Egypt because we've got a biblical plague going on of blood-sucking vampires. That's why you hear all the background noise. We've got fans going to try to keep them from literally draining us dry. Alright, so now I'm going to try some of this steel cage stuff through it. We'll see what it does. Not sure what this is. I just know it's steel cased. We've had it loaded for a while. But I know this is some Red Army standard, so we'll try a couple rounds of it, see if it'll cycle with it. Don't know if she will or not, but that's why I want to check the gas block and see what it does. I got ears. Alright, so it's cycling with the steel case. And the gas block's on 5. And it goes up to 12. So, put it down to 3. Let's see what it does with 3. I want to see if I can get it to not fire. Alright. All the way down on 1 now. What 1 does. Alright, so on 1 it doesn't work. It won't cycle. It's about 2. Here's 2. Locked open, so it'll cycle on 2. Well, maybe not. Didn't lock open, it just caught the back of the follower. See if it'll actually cycle. Cycling, but it's not locking open. So that means it's got to be on at least 3 cycle to steel case. So what that tells us is that if it's getting real dirty, or if you're running a suppressor, you should be able to run anything through it you want. Crank it up if it starts getting sluggish. There's plenty of adjustment left in that gas setting, so I'd say running a steel case is pretty good. Sean, come here and hit the thermometer on the Got a digital thermometer. We've been shooting it pretty steady. I want to kind of see what some of the numbers are. And it's actually cooled off. It's like 180 at the end of the barrel. Up here near the chamber, it's about 120-ish, in that range. So it's definitely cooler at the chamber than it is at the muzzle, but the heat mitigation system's up here, not out on the muzzle, so that would explain why, and it shows that that heat mitigation is actually doing what it's supposed to do, of pulling the heat off the barrel and acting like a heat sink. So good job on Red Right Hand for coming up with that idea. So just for comparison, I know some of you have asked in the past, this is my original area denial gun. Again, go look up on the videos I've got up and out in the past, but in comparison, you can see mine looks kind of measly compared to the awesomeness that is the Red Right Hand. Alright, so I figured we'd do a couple of things at one time. We're going to try my usual minute-a-man test. So 100 yards on the steel. I think we all know how this is going to go, but just so you can see that at 100 yards, it'll hit a person. Those were in the head. So we've got our Redneck Technical set up here today, and I want to kind of let y'all see. Now, I just shot 4 rounds out of a 40-round magazine. So take that 4 rounds out of the equation. We got 36 left. If you were on the end of this behind cover, you think about when you want to actually poke out and say something. That's a long time to have somebody shooting at you, and you decide when you want to come up for air. And Red Right Hand approved if you got a high rate of fire going. You cool it off and get right back in the fight. Simple as that. This will do the job, guys. So while we were shooting that last bit right there, we were the guys were commenting that just how consistent and impressively consistent this gun is. Every single round was landing in that one little puddle right there in about a little 6-inch circle. The brass is stacking on top of each other just like the bullets stack on top of each other at the other end. Alright guys, we've put most of the rounds through this. I didn't do a whole lot of video of us just shooting it because honestly that'd just get kind of boring. You sitting there watching us just pull the trigger and over again. Accuracy on the thing has stayed great the whole time we shot it. I've not had a single malfunction with it in over 600 rounds. We probably put 750 through it total, and that's good stuff. That's a couple of different steel case loads. I also had some Fiocchi that I put through it. There's been a number of different loads. It's shot everything that we had to put through it without any issues at all. No malfunctions. Accuracy stayed good. I think you can see from, I only did your groups of 50 yards, but this isn't meant to be a precision rifle. So we're trying to show you precision groups at distance. really isn't what its forte is. It will hit whatever you can put the reticle on of whatever optic you're using. Let's put it that way. Doing headshots on the steel at 100 was super easy child's play. These uppers are straight up no joke. I think they are worth every penny you pay for them, and you guys know I'm not big on spending a whole lot of money that you don't have to on your rifles. These are absolute top quality. If I'd have thought about it, we were taking readings with the thermometer, and I think the highest temperature we got was on the barrel. We got up to about 300 one time, but up here around the chamber where all the cooling fins and such are at, it was staying between 120 and 130, give or take, and that was with a fairly steady rate of fire. We got a few of us out pulling triggers, so we were just loading mags and getting behind it and shooting. It never really got super hot, like got hot enough to burn you, obviously, but not like hot enough to affect accuracy or anything. Biggest issue was just, and this is just another sign of the heat mitigation working on it. You start getting a lot of rounds to it, you would start getting a lot of heat mirage coming off the barrel, especially with the 5X optic on there. So it definitely did it in that regard. Just a quick note, I think everybody agreed that the 5X primary arms on here is a really good option for this kind of setup. You can still see stuff up pretty close, lets you be a little more engaging at distance. The way the reticle is in it, it gives you some good lead marks. It's just a really good combo with this type of setup and how you want to employ it. So overall, huge props to Red Right Hand. Big thanks for them for sending it out and hooking up a little bit of ammo. I am honestly very sad to have to send it back to them, but we're going to see what we can do in the coming months about scraping up the cash to maybe grab one of our own. As much as I like my old original area denial gun, I would really love to have one of these to add to the setup, because I think this is an extraordinarily useful tool. You just have to wrap your head around the concept of how you're using it. And for the average armed prepared citizen, it doesn't have to be full auto fire. You can do good, long, sustained, suppressive, semi-auto fire at an indefinite rate. And these 40-round PMags are a great option for it. The 60-round PMag drums are a great option. And then the new quad stack 60-round mags that Red Right Hand has got, they've got the lowers that work with those mags. And I think that actually might be the ticket right there, because those magazines, I haven't messed with them yet, but from what talking to Red Right Hand, what they've said, those mags fit in a regular double mag pouch for double 30-round mags, and they're a third of the cost of 60-round drums. Those might really be the way to go if you're going to set up a dedicated area denial gun. Get one of those lowers and those mags, and then with it coming with the adapter, so you can still use regular stack magazines. I mean, it almost kind of seems like a no-brainer. I don't really know what else to say, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed seeing it shoot. Like I said, I didn't want to fill up 30 minutes of shooting just non-stop video, showing you the same thing over and over again. What else is I going to point out? Talk about reliability, talk about accuracy. Yeah, it might seem gimmicky, but that heat mitigation system works. You will feel the heat coming out of it, but it stays cooler under here than it did at the muzzle. Take that for what it's worth. If I think of anything else, I'll add an addendum on once we get back out of the blood-soaking vampires. But for now, if I don't think of anything else, we'll just wrap it up with that. Again, I'll put links to everything on the blog. There will be a link to the blog in the description if you're on YouTube. If you're on Rumble, I'll put actual links in the Rumble description for you to go see. And other than that, y'all make sure you check out Red Right Hand. And I think what else I wanted to cover. I know there was something. I'm having a senior moment. Oh, if I think of it, I'll do it later. You guys take care, stay safe, get out there and train and practice. Get ready. I'll see you later. House, this is gate 1.
Go ahead, gate 1.
I've got a vehicle coming up the drive. Are we expecting anybody? They're not slowing down.
We are not expecting anybody. Go ahead and engage.
Roger, engaging. Target's down.
That's clear, sending out the QRF.
Roger, standing by for Overwatch.
Roger, stand by.